Go! I know how I'm coming, nigga. I know how I'm rocking, my nigga. We back in there bit with another fucking banger, nigga. What you talking about? Yo. You already know how I'm coming, twin. We in this bitch with another crazy ass video. See, I seen like the videos I be watching, like I just be watching YouTube in the crib and I see something and I just want to watch it, man. And I feel like I gotta react to it. You feel me? Like these videos look overly crazy, and this video specifically caught my attention because I was at one point an Amazon driver. I used to drive and deliver packages and shit deep in the woods, dark. I done got chased by dogs, nigga. Damn near got chased by a motherfucking what's them things called, a night crawler. Damn near, I don't know what the fuck it was. But this is the worst Amazon deaths ever. Fuck. That's crazy. Hey B, I know you watching this video. Stay safe out there, twin, because I know my twin's still out there delivering them packages, man. You might gotta keep your gun on you. You gotta stay safe out there, gang, because they be going down.
October 24th, 2022, an unnamed 49-year-old Amazon contract driver pulled his delivery van up to a rural home off Highway O.
And that's
near
a regular
the contract
crib.
driver pulled his delivery
It's a
van
regular
up
crib.
to
This is how some of the crib we motherfucking deliver to, man. Damn, man.
a rural home off Highway O near Magnolia Lane in the Wood Heights area outside Excelsior Springs, Missouri. He climbed out, walked through the gate of the fenced yard, and left a package at the front door. He never came back to the van. Hours the fenced Heights area outside Excelsior Springs, Missouri. He climbed out, walked through the gate of the fenced yard, and left a package at the front door. He never came back to the van. Hours passed. The vehicle sat idling at the curb, its lights on, engine running, with no sign of the driver. Neighbors noticed the van had not moved for what they described as a couple of hours and called the Ray County Sheriff's Office to request a welfare check. Deputies arrived around 7:30 in the evening, spotted the running van, and shone their flashlights over the fence. There, inside the yard, they found the driver's body on the ground. Two large dogs, an English Mastiff and a German Shepherd, were also in the yard, and both immediately turned aggressive toward the officers. As deputies pushed through the gate to reach the man, the dogs charged at them, bearing their...
Everybody knows that the place to find a place is a...
Performance.com.
What the fuck?
Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased
their teeth. One officer shot and wounded the Mastiff before both animals retreated through a bloody dog door into the house. Sheriff Scott Childers arrived, assessed the scene, and determined the dogs remained a threat to responders. He entered the home and fatally shot both animals. Medics then secured the yard and confirmed the driver was dead. Investigators documented what the sheriff described as tremendous trauma and wounds consistent with canine attack across the victim's body. The medical examiner scheduled an autopsy. The homeowners had been out of town, leaving the dogs unattended. Amazon released a brief statement describing the man as a member of their Amazon family and calling the incident a tragic event. His name was never publicly released by major outlets. Forklift crush death.
Nigga. What the fuck? This nigga just got ate up by dogs. Why the fuck is he jumping the back gate in the first fucking place? I'm not jumping no fucking gate, nigga. You got damn near... You got damn near 200... Nah. Yeah, you got damn near 200 packages a day. I'm not jumping no fucking gate, nigga. I'm gonna set that motherfucker right there at the gate. If you get took, you get took, man. I ain't never had no complaints, man.
On September 24th, 2017, 59-year-old Philip Lee Terry arrived for his Sunday shift as a maintenance worker at Amazon's fulfillment center at 800 Perry Road in Plainfield, Indiana. Terry, a grandfather from Indianapolis, had worked in industrial settings for years and was assigned to perform routine service on a powered industrial truck in the maintenance bay. The job required him to crawl underneath the machine while its heavy forks and lifting assembly, weighing over 1,000 pounds, were elevated above him. The proper procedure called for a metal tilt cylinder lock pin to be engaged to hold the assembly in place. That pin, sitting just a few feet away, was not used. The heavy forks and platform dropped suddenly,
The nigga don't even know what happened. Do y'all see them things on Instagram where the people be making them memes, right? And then they be doing something and then snap a finger, they be in heaven. That was, bro, he was just working on his machine. They say, you know, everything went black. Them 7 minutes after you die, your brain's still going and showing all your memories. He just seen all, he was like, damn, I died. I wonder how dang, bro. He didn't even know.
Crushing Terry beneath them. The maintenance bay remained undisturbed for nearly 2 hours before a co-worker found his body and called for help. Plainfield police and fire crews responded around 2:45 in the afternoon, but paramedics could only confirm that Terry had already died. The coroner documented multiple skull fractures and traumatic brain injuries. Indiana OSHA Inspector John Stallone investigated, found missing lockout devices and inadequate training records, and issued 4 serious safety citations with a proposed $28,000 fine against Amazon. Then
Damn.
Indiana...
I got a question, though. Alright, so for his sake, right? Okay, son. They say when you, I heard, like, right, when you pass away, like 7 minutes, like after you pass away, soon as you pass away, it's 7 minutes, right? And they play all your life memories. I heard it. I don't know if it's true, but I believe it's true though. I don't give a fuck. But if it is true though, damn. If your head is crushed, you don't even get that 7 minutes of seeing all your memories. You don't get to see none of the homies. You don't get to see, damn, I used to do this, do that. Damn, you don't even get to see nothing cause how is your brain gonna do it if it's crushed, completely finished, finito? I don't know, gang. This shit get deep. It really get deep.
Pivoted into a full campaign to attract Amazon's second headquarters. Senior state officials privately coached Amazon on how to frame the incident as Terry's own misconduct. After Stallone secretly recorded a call in which his supervisor appeared to help Amazon undermine the case, federal OSHA reviewed Indiana's handling and concluded the state should never have cleared the company. Terry's death became a national symbol of regulatory capture. Conveyor pole death. On December 4, 2013, 57-year-old Ronald Smith reported for his sorting shift at an Amazon facility in Avenel, Woodbridge Township, New Jersey, operated under contract by third-party logistics firm Genco. Smith, a father of 4 and grandfather of 7 from Irvington, had been hired through a staffing agency called Abacus, one of several temp firms supplying labor to the site during Amazon's peak holiday rush. He was assigned to monitor a tall, industrial conveyor and sortation system that kept packages moving through the building at high speed. At some point during his shift, a jam developed in the machinery. Smith leaned in or climbed up to clear it, reaching into a narrow section beneath the moving components. His arm was caught and pulled into the mechanism. The machine dragged his entire body through a gap that was less than 6 inches wide and flung him 15 to 18 feet down onto the concrete floor below. Co-workers called 911 immediately. Paramedics rushed Smith to Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in nearby Rahway. Despite emergency treatment, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. The official cause of death was listed as multiple blunt force impact injuries. OSHA investigated and cited Genco and 4 staffing agencies for failing to conduct basic hazard assessments before sending temp workers into the conveyor area. Amazon, which owned the building, was not among the cited parties. Each company faced fines of roughly $6,000. Smith's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit alleging dangerous equipment and crushing productivity demands drove the conditions that killed him. Construction burial death. On July 27, 2021, 29-year-old Eric Lara arrived at a construction site on the 700 block of Ramona Avenue in the Feltonville neighborhood of North Philadelphia, where a large warehouse shell was being converted into a new Amazon delivery station. Lara worked for Mayfield Site Contractors, the subcontracting firm hired to build a retaining wall at the rear of the site. Just after 10:30 in the morning, he was standing in a narrow trench between a steep cut slope and a 20-foot-high retaining wall when the ground gave way without warning. A massive collapse of soil buried him completely. Co-workers sprinted to the spot and began clawing at the earth with their bare hands, while someone called 911. Philadelphia Fire Department Special Operations Units arrived with backhoes and heavy rescue equipment and spent nearly an hour working to reach him. When crews finally uncovered Lara, they rushed him from the Ramona Avenue site to Temple University Hospital. He was pronounced dead just before noon. Officials said his injuries were consistent with crush syndrome from being trapped beneath the collapsed wall and earth.
Damn.
OSHA opened an investigation into both Mayfield and general contractor Gilbane Building Company.
Lawsuit.
In February 2022, the agency proposed $175,480 in fines against Mayfield and $14,502 against Gilbane for excavation safety failures. No Amazon employees were present on the site that day. Lara died building a facility he would never have worked inside. By the way, if you find this informative, I cover stories like these regularly.
Hell yeah, that's fire.
Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more. Now back to the video. CFO bike death. On September 18th, 2013.
Oh, nigga, I was lit, nigga. Damn, that's crazy. A nigga died on my birthday. Damn. That's my birthday, twin. Fuck. Damn. And it's always shit happening in September. Always. Bad shit always happening in September. Like, what the fuck? Niggas always dying in September. What the fuck be going on, bro? I be chilling in September. Waiting on my birthday, bro.
50-year-old Joy Covey set out on her bicycle along Skyline Boulevard, a two-lane scenic road winding through the hills above Silicon Valley in San Mateo County, California. Covey was Amazon's first chief financial officer, the executive who helped steer the company through its initial public offering.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new mix and match menu.
She passed on my birthday. I was lit as hell. 2013.
In the 1990s,
I was a kid,
and
so
shaped its early financial architecture. She had left Amazon years earlier, but remained one of its most celebrated alumni. That afternoon, she was on a routine training ride on a route she knew well. At the same time, a 22-year-old man from Fremont drove a Mazda minivan uphill on Skyline Boulevard and began a left turn onto Elk Tree Road, cutting directly across the downhill lane. Covey had no time to brake or swerve. She struck the right side of the turning van and was killed at the scene. She was wearing a helmet. The California Highway Patrol noted the driver cooperated fully with investigators, and no criminal charges followed. The collision was initially reported as a routine bicycle accident and drew brief attention before fading. Years later, a joint investigation by BuzzFeed News and ProPublica revealed that the van had been carrying Amazon packages as part of the company's growing contractor delivery network, operated under subcontractor On Track. Insiders told reporters some logistics managers viewed the death as just another traffic accident. Jeff Bezos was seen choking up at her memorial. Covey had helped build the very system whose contractor killed her, and her death became one of the earliest known fatalities in Amazon's outsourced delivery network. Dock truck death. Late on the evening of April 9th, 2000.
So she got... So she... Damn. So she worked for Amazon. And she got sent up to the upper room because of a dumbass Amazon driver.
2025, 34-year-old Leonie Salcedo Chevalier was working a night shift on the loading dock at Amazon's JFK 8 fulfillment center on Gulf Avenue in Bloomfield, Staten Island. JFK 8 had become famous in 2022 as the first Amazon warehouse in the United States to successfully unionize, and its docks handled a relentless flow of trucks around the clock. Salcedo Chevalier, a father of 2 daughters, was employed by a third-party vendor contracted to work the facility. Around 11 in the evening, a 40-year-old box truck driver employed by another contractor began reversing his vehicle toward a dock slot. Salcedo Chevalier was in the path of the reversing truck, in or near the driver's blind spot. The truck struck him on the concrete loading bay. Nearby workers called for help immediately. NYPD and
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga, dog? Why is you standing in front of a fucking truck that's backing up? You don't hear the beep, 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 backing up. And they say he was driving a box truck, nigga. Nigga, I know box trucks, nigga. Nigga, every box truck I done dealt with, nigga, when you backing up, it's a beep, beep. Especially at Amazon, they had to pay good money for them box trucks, nigga. You didn't hear the backup or nothing? You didn't hear the engine going back? Nothing?
EMS responded, and Salcido Chevalier was transported to
R.I.P.,
Richmond
bro,
University
but that's
Medical
some goofy
Center,
shit, gang.
where he was pronounced dead.
I'm sorry,
The truck
bro.
driver remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. No immediate arrests were made as police examined lighting, visibility, and yard procedures. Word of the death spread through JFK 8 through worker phone alerts and group chats, rather than official management announcements. Angry co-workers on the night and following shifts pushed managers into shutting the warehouse temporarily and sending staff home with pay. Amazon emphasized in public statements that both the victim and the driver were employed by subcontractors. Union activists and labor advocates called the death a predictable consequence of chaotic yard design, poor visibility protocols, and Amazon's contractor model.
A nigga. See, that's why I said, fuck these bitch ass jobs, nigga. You dedicating your whole life, your blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. And a mistake happen and you lose your life, bro. These motherfuckers making millions, if not millions. They making billions, if not billions. This nigga Jeff Bezos making fucking trillions. Damn, you can't damn, you can't do nothing. You just, it's just an accident. We already, so y'all damn near counting on niggas to die already. Bro, if it's not too late for you, bro, make your own way. Say fuck these jobs and make your own way in this life shit, bro. Don't try to get employed by nobody. Employ yourself, bro. Fuck that.
Pallet jack
These people
death.
don't give a
On June
fuck about
1st,
you.
2014, 52-year-old Jody Rhodes reported for her Sunday shift at Amazon's fulfillment center near Walnut Bottom Road in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Rhodes was a grandmother of 4, mother of 2 sons, and a widow who had already survived breast cancer before taking the warehouse job. That afternoon, she was operating a motorized pallet jack, the kind of heavy electric vehicle used to move stacked pallets of goods through warehouse aisles at speed. At some point during her shift, the pallet jack crashed into shelving. Co-workers who spoke to reporters said she was pinned or crushed in the collision. Emergency responders were called.
Damn, a big ass, bunch of boxes just falling on your ass. Damn.
And Rhodes was transported to Carlisle Regional Medical Center with severe injuries. Despite treatment, she died at the hospital. Cumberland County Coroner Charlie Hall listed multiple blunt force injuries from the collision as the official cause of death. OSHA opened an investigation into Amazon's Carlisle facility, examining training procedures, equipment protocols, and whether warehouse design contributed to the accident. Worker safety advocates grouped her death with other Amazon warehouse fatalities as evidence that productivity pressure and facility layout increased the danger of operating heavy equipment. Rhodes had survived cancer and the loss of her husband, only to die in an accident that investigators and advocates described as preventable. Her obituaries noted that she left behind the 2 sons and 4 grandchildren who had already watched her fight through the worst of her illness. Heat denial death. On June 2nd, 2023, 59-year-old Roger Kika arrived for his shift at Amazon's MDW2.
I hate this shit.
59-year-old Roger Kika
I hate
arrived
seeing
for
this shit every day. All these motherfucking bags. Niggas be loading the vans up with 100 bags, 100 packages. Shit.
his shift at Amazon's MDW2 cross-dock facility at 250 Emerald Drive in Joliet, Illinois. MDW2 is a high-volume freight transfer point where trailers are unloaded and reloaded to push Amazon shipments deeper into the Midwest network. That afternoon, outdoor temperatures in Joliet hovered around 90 degrees. At some point during his shift, Kika suffered a sudden medical emergency on the warehouse floor. Co-workers called 911, and a caller on the recording described a worker down and raised dehydration as a possible cause. EMS transported Kika from the facility, and he was pronounced dead later that day. Within days, Amazon told reporters that his death resulted from a non-work-related medical incident, and that the building was climate-controlled.
They quick to claim that. They quick to claim, oh, it's not non-related, not work-related, it's a medical thing. Man, it's hot as fucking that bitch. I know it be hot as fucking that bitch.
Temperatures that did not exceed 77 degrees. The 911 audio, obtained later through a public records request, told a different story. The caller's reference to suspected dehydration directly undercut Amazon's characterization of conditions inside the building. Joliet City Council member Cesar Guerrero and advocates from Warehouse Workers for Justice questioned whether the heat, workload, and the pace of cross-dock operations contributed to Kika's collapse.
Yes.
Workers and advocates documented dock temperatures approaching 90 degrees during later summer heat waves at similar facilities, and criticized
You gotta
Amazon.
imagine 90 degrees in a big-ass, hot-ass warehouse, bro. I done experienced it too many times, bro. I'm just glad I made it up out that bitch. R.I.P. to bro.
Framing of the death as unrelated to work conditions. Kisa was 59 years old. Cardboard wall death. In the early morning hours of December 27th, 2022, 61-year-old Rick Jacobs was finishing an overnight shift at Amazon's DEN4 fulfillment center.
Why is it mostly old niggas? Amazon need to stop hiring in all these old-ass niggas. Stop hiring these old people, bro. Why is you hiring these old people?
4,222 integration loop in Colorado Springs.
This is a company that damn near runs the world. You get people what they need, quick, fast, and in a hurry. With damn, what's the word I was finna say? It popped up, then it went away. Does that happen to y'all? Pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But yeah, that just happened. I just had a brain major malfunction. But what I was finna say though. Y'all got these old people having these important roles. Like, this company is made to, like, run like a fucking old machine. If you old as hell can barely move.
Colorado.
What the fuck?
Just before the shift change, near the outbound shipping dock, Jacobs collapsed and suffered a cardiac event. Emergency responders arrived and pronounced him dead on the warehouse floor. The coroner ruled his cause of death as cardiac arrest, with no external trauma involved. What happened next became the focus of widespread outrage. According to multiple workers who came forward anonymously, Amazon managers responded to Jacobs' death by arranging tall cardboard bins or corrugated containers around his body.
See, I was finna say, because when he said that everybody went up in an uproar about him dying, I was finna say, damn, he probably just died. I was finna pause it and say, he probably died from old age. It probably was his time to go. But this right here is fucking insane.
Creating a makeshift barrier while much of the facility continued to operate around him. As the day shift began arriving between 7 and 7:30 in the morning, employees clocked in, received no explanation from management, and began their shifts. Many only learned from colleagues that a dead coworker's body was still inside the cardboard cordon nearby. One worker posted online that staff had been told to work around the area, describing management's response as a blatant disregard of human emotions and calling it unconscionable that workers were expected to operate alongside a dead body.
Exactly.
After The Guardian and other outlets published workers' accounts, Amazon denied that boxes had been used as a barrier, saying managers had stood around the body to provide privacy and that employees were offered time off. Workers said they were never told directly. The incident became a defining moment in the ongoing debate about how Amazon treats...
You see this person right here? This is my face right here. Nigga, what? Are you...
its workforce, raising questions not only about whether deaths at its facilities are preventable, but about what dignity looks like in the minutes and hours after one occurs. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this, a subscription helps me continue researching these stories. Thanks for watching.
Damn. For my Amazon niggas, bro, y'all boys stay safe out there, gang. That's all I can say, man. Stay on your 10 toes and watch your heels, gang. You know that.